to today's show. I am so glad you decided to join me today instead of doing 1,000,001 other things that you could be doing. Instead, you decided to take this time to spend with me. So I gotta bring it. I gotta bring it. You're trusting me with your precious time, which is our most valuable commodity. So I better be ready to bring it so it's worth your while. So I plan to do just that. If you are new, then please just leave your name and where you're from in the comments. Hey, Alua, where have you been, girlie? Where have you been? If you have been away, then thank you for coming back. And hello, Eric, how are you? So we're going to talk today about unhealthy, people-pleasing behaviors. You need to just stop right now. They're not serving you. You need to stop. You need to stop with that nonsense because it is truly nonsense. Okay, let me calm down. I haven't even gotten started yet, and I'm getting all riled up. Let me relax and just chill. Oh, Alua, you were sick. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're better, and I believe you're going to have a speedy recovery because our health is everything. Like, when you're not feeling good, like, nothing else matters. Nothing else matters when you're not feeling good. It's like you don't care about anything that at first you thought was so important. You don't even worry as much when you're sick. That's why sometimes you need to just kind of shut down and detox and retreat. What retreat means is it means you're scaling back from your normal routine and you're taking care of yourself. Because if you were to retreat more often, you won't get sick as much because you're automatically having specified times where you give your body and your brain and your daily functions a rest. Also, Alua, I don't know if you're on my what is it called, Facebook group that I just started called 4-Minute Challenge, but you want to go on there because we freaking take a retreat every day. We take a home retreat every day because that's what you have to do. Like, we think that a retreat and taking care of ourselves and relaxing and nourishing our bodies and our spirits, we think that's like a luxury, and it's something that we need to do often and frequently. And if we do not, then our body will do it for us. And so that's another topic, but thank you for sharing that. And I'm telling you, guys, I've been in this game for a long time with mindset. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't ever forget this. Nothing is an accident. It's not an accident that she brought that up because she didn't have to bring that up. She could have just easily said, hey, I've been away. She did not have to get specific. She got specific. And so somebody needed to hear that. It could have been her. It could have been 20 other people. But somebody needs to freaking hear that, especially women, because oh my gosh, you're literally just digging yourself in the ground every day. You take on too much. So I'm so glad. Let me jump into this topic. Please. Okay. All right, if you're new and you don't know who I am, and you're like, who is she and why is she screaming? I'm really not screaming. I'm just expressing myself. No, Eric, I can't tell you about the group because you are a boy and no boys are allowed. Seriously, it's for girls only. I like it because I'm going to talk about some stuff on there that's juicy. And I can't have any dudes on there when I talk about some of the stuff I'm going to talk about. So, Eric, you got to be on here with the PG stuff. And on there, I'm going to go deep. I'm going to go deep with stuff. That's all I have to say. Okay, no, seriously. Oh, my goodness. No, seriously, there's so many topics I need to share and get out to the world. And I have to make sure my platform is appropriate for different topics. So today, we're going to talk about unhealthy people-pleasing behaviors. You need to just stop right now. If you're new to my scopes or live streams or YouTubes or videos or whatever, and you don't know who I am, my name is Joy. I'm a certified synergistic kinesiologist. That just means I help people with emotional crapola. And then I'm also a certified personal trainer, which means I help people with physical crapola. And then I'm also a certified sports nutritional coach, which just means I help people from and prevent them from eating crapola. I'm a crapola coach. That's what I am. Yeah. Crapola coach. That's what I am. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, I'm also a speaker and an author of a book called R3 Diet, which stands for Reverse, Retrain, Rebuild Your Body and Mind. And that's what we have to do every day, guys. Our bodies are amazing, but we don't get the full benefit out of it because we don't use it to its full capacity. We don't get out of it what it's capable of doing. We don't allow our bodies to really, truly be optimized. When you optimize your body and mind, you can have anything on a planet you want in record time. It won't even take you long to get it. The only reason it takes you long to get things is because of your mental blocks, your emotional blocks that tells you who you're not and tells you, it tells you who you, what you're not capable of doing. And you spend so much of your time listening to that voice and believing that voice and acting like that voice is truth. And that voice is not truth. That voice is telling you a lie and you're believing that lie. And when you believe a lie, you act as if it's truth. So if it tells you you can't accomplish something, then you act as if that's truth when it's not. Alua says, I need that. Nutrition. That's what it's all about, baby. It is. It really is. Because then you won't get sick as much. I tell people I never, ever get sick. You won't hear me ever coming on here going, stuffy nose, runny nose, hachoo, hachoo. No, baby, I don't get sick. I've never been on a prescribed drug in my life. Not even have my babies. I've had 3 babies and I don't even get drugs for that. I'm like, no, baby, I want a natural. So either I just am 100% sold on holistic remedies or I'm 100% a nutcase. Either way it goes, you chose to listen to me today. So if I'm a nut, you're a nut too. Okay, so let me get started. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is your energy. I have some people on here with some really good comedic energy. And so we all need to laugh sometimes. Like, this is a serious topic. But sometimes you have to not be so serious because laughing is medicine too. So holistic means well-rounded. It doesn't mean just take good supplements. It doesn't mean just eat healthy. It doesn't mean just work out. It doesn't mean just get your mind right. It means laugh. As a matter of fact, one of my 4-minute holistic actions is laughter therapy. And that's looking at something funny. All right, so let's talk about people pleasing. All right. Many people who are like really into people pleasing and they feel like they have to do it all the time. Their whole existence is based on people pleasing. You have an addiction. You've never heard this before, have you? No, you haven't heard this before. You have an addiction. Can you guys hear me okay? I hope you can. I think my finger is over the speaker. You have an addiction and you're addicted to people pleasing. And so you may not have ever heard that before, but you have an addiction and you're addicted to people pleasing. Thank you. All right, so here's the deal. How do you know if you're a people pleaser? And let's go ahead and just tackle this right full on. You are the emotional caretaker for everyone. You're a people pleaser if you're an emotional caretaker for everyone. And let me tell you what the problem is if you're constantly being an emotional caretaker for everyone. In most cases, you're putting yourself on the bottom of the priority list. And you're putting everybody else ahead of you. And you're spending all your days constantly taking care of other people emotionally. Guys, that's the toughest job in the world. Not only is it the toughest job in the world, but you don't get paid from that job. It's a job that you work overtime, and it's also a job that can land you in the hospital because it's physically and emotionally draining. Physically and emotionally draining. So if you're a people pleaser and you find that you're always emotionally taking care of everybody else, it just needs to stop. And I'm going to talk to you guys and give you some practical tips on how to make it stop immediately because it can't go on anymore. You can't afford to keep doing this to yourself. From now on, you have to say no freaking more. Yes, that's me. Number 1 is admitting it. Yes, that's me. I'm always taking care of people emotionally. You're always, they're like dumping it on you. They're not dumping trash on you, but they're dumping their emotional toxins on you. And you're not even paid to take care of them. You're just doing it for free. And it's beating you up and it's wearing you down. The second thing you do, if you're a people pleaser, the second thing you do is you know this because you don't like saying no. You don't know how to say no. You don't like to say no. And it's beating you up. So here's the deal. I love to say no. But here's the deal, seriously. Because I used to be a people pleaser to a certain extent. But the reason why you want to get really good at saying no is because really in a lot of cases that means you're saying yes to yourself. So you really have to get good at saying no. And you have to get good at saying no in a way where don't think that if you're saying no, it has to be hurtful. Don't think if you say no, it has to be aggressive. Don't think if you say no, it has to be mean. It does not have to be mean. Just because you're saying no, you can do it in a way where they respect you saying no to them. Aloha says, I feel sorry for people that feel they have to try and please everyone. Us Scorpions know how to be selfish sometimes. That's right. Because you see it. It is very obvious. People who are people pleasers. And they think that it's giving them accolades. They think that it's giving them brownie points. They think that it's like rewarding. And it really isn't right. I mean, it really isn't serving them in any way, shape, or form. So just know, if you're a people pleaser, there's a way to say no without hurting the other person's feeling or being mean about it. All right, the next way you know you're a people pleaser, if you overanalyze everything. Oh my gosh, what are they going to say if I say no? What if they think this? What if I do this and this happens? What if their brain is just going, I mean, it's just going crazy because they're so worried about, like, they're thinking about what all these different little pieces to the puzzle. And most of the things that they're thinking about and worrying about are not even real factors, but they think they are. They're like trying to like analyze it to death, and it's hurting them. It's mentally draining them trying to figure out everything. And that's why they say yes all the time, because they don't want to hurt people, and they really feel like that person needs them. So we're going to talk about that. You also know you're a people pleaser if you feel the need to be nice almost all the time. You feel the need to be nice almost all the time. That just means that you just feel like it's nothing. Obviously, it's nothing wrong with being nice, but it's this feeling of it's pressure. It's hard on you to say no. It's this pressure that you have to be on all the time, that you have to be there and available for people all the time. And it's like this light switch that you feel like you have to turn on for yourself for other people. And like I said, to me, the worst part about it is that you're not doing the same thing for yourself. That's actually the worst part about it, is that you don't have that same type of urgency for yourself like you do for other people. So it's hurting you, and it's hurting them because now they are using you and you're giving them permission to use you. So you're enabling them. So it's not even helping them. It's hurting them as well. So let's go ahead and talk about how you can nip this in the bud. The first thing that you want to do is you want to learn to say no in a way that feels good to you, without making excuses. So sometimes people think, okay, well, I'm going to say no, but let me make up 101 excuses so that it justifies me saying no. No. You don't have to make up excuses as to why you say no. Now, I will say this, guys. I'm big on, I heard on Oprah once, or I read before that Oprah said something like, just say no. Just learn how to say no without saying anything, without giving any explanation. Just say no and walk away. Just learn how to say no and put duct tape on. I can't say that I adhere to that. And let me just kind of tell you why. So let me give you an example. Let's say that I have little babies. They're little, and I'm like, hey, such and such, you're my best friend or you're a close friend. I want to know if you can keep my kids tonight. And you just say no. I personally, I don't know, that just doesn't feel right to me. I'm really big on, your feelings are supposed to guide you. Your feelings are like a gauge. And that just doesn't feel good to me, just to say no and leave it like that. It just feels so harsh. Even though people don't owe you an explanation, I just feel like saying no like that is a little extreme. That's what I feel. I know that Oprah adheres to just saying no and leaving it at that. I don't agree with that. But at the same time, I don't feel like you have to say no and make up this long, drawn out excuse either. I just feel like in that same case with the children, if somebody were like, you know what, can you watch my children for me tonight for a few hours? I would say, no, tonight is not a good night. Now look at that. I did not give an excuse. I just said, no, tonight is not a good night. But that felt better to me. It felt better saying it that way than just no. Like that. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. You guys have to get good at the same thing. You have to say no in a way that just feels good with your energy and how you're wired. Next thing you have to do, you have to set boundaries with people. You have to set boundaries with people. If you don't set boundaries with people, some people will use you like an old, dirty, raggedy rug. You have to set boundaries with people. And setting boundaries just means, you know what? And it's also setting boundaries with yourself. So you may say, you know what? If somebody asks me to do something and it's after 10 p.m., I'm not going to be able to help them. My sleep is important to me, so that's a boundary for me. I'm not going, unless it's an emergency, I'm not going to help people late at night. Or your boundary may be, well, you know what? If it's something that I feel like is going to be stressful for me, I'm going to say no. Or if it's not in alignment with what I agree with in life or my values, I'm going to say no. You have to have boundaries, because otherwise you're not going to really know what to say yes or no to. Also, I want to say this. Do I have it on my notes? I don't know. So I'll go ahead and say it anyway. I actually prefer, this is just me. I prefer when someone asks me something, I prefer for my first reaction to be yes before no. But I always like to think about it for a second. And let me tell you what I mean by I prefer my first reaction to be yes instead of no. The reason why is I just feel like you're supposed to say yes to so much in the world. Like, when you start saying no and your first reaction starts being no to everything in the world, then the world starts saying no back to you. So if you don't even think about it and your first reaction is no, then I just think that's, again, I don't think that, you don't even know what they're asking you. What are you freaking saying no to? Take a moment and think about it and say, you know what? I can't do that today. It's not a good time. And then you move on. Or if it is something you truly need to think about and look at your schedule, just say, you know what? I'll look at my schedule and get back with you on that. Just as simple as that. I'll look at my schedule and get back with you on that. But I like for my first reaction to be yes, not the first reaction I say. Because you don't want to just jump out and say yes first, because then they'll have an expectation that it's yes. I'm talking about what I'm thinking in my mind. I think yes first in my mind. Because I do want my first thought when it comes to helping people to be yes. I want my first thought when it comes to serving, when it comes to loving, when it comes to exploring, when it comes to giving, when it comes to expanding. I want to say yes to life. So therefore, my first reaction will be yes to myself. I'm not saying it out loud. So let's talk about the next thing. Here's the deal. Let go of people who use you often. Let go of people who they run this game on you often, and you know who they are. You have to let those people go because they're used to using you. And so you have to just let them go because they'll keep on. You can't just set boundaries with people like that, because their objection is just to keep using you because you've let them in the past over and over. And so they're going to continue doing it out of habit. So those people you just have to let go. Also, stop apologizing for saying no. You don't have to apologize a million times for saying no. It's okay. No is not a bad word. And I think a lot of times the reason why we say no sometimes is because nobody likes to be rejected. So sometimes you want to make sure you don't feel like you're rejecting someone else. Sometimes you want to feel like, I don't like rejection myself personally, so I don't want to reject other people. But it's not about rejection. No is not automatically rejecting them personally. Maybe you're busy that night. It's not rejecting them personally. So you have to learn to stop taking it personal, and you have to learn that it's not personal when you tell other people no. They may ask you something the next week and you say yes. So it's not personal. Next thing, 2 more things, guys. Let's go. Stop wanting to be loved by everybody. Everybody's not going to love you. Everybody's not going to like you. Reality check. It's okay. It's okay that everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to love you. So if your strategy is I'm saying yes to everything because I want people to like me and I want people to love me, that's not why people should like you, because you say yes to their advances or to their, different things that they want you to do. You don't have to say yes for love. That's conditional. That means that you're basically programming yourself to expect love in exchange for something. Love is supposed to be given freely, just like the oxygen you're breathing right now. How much have you paid for it? You don't even know how many breaths you've taken today. Countless. And you haven't paid a red penny. So the bottom line is, that's the way love is supposed to be. It's supposed to just be given and received freely. So stop thinking you have to exchange it. You don't have to give sex for money. You don't have to give your time for money. You don't have to give your knowledge for money. You know, if it's not your business, you choose what you do with everything that's about your body, your mind, everything. You choose. It doesn't have to be exchanged for love. Never has to be exchanged for love. Last but not least, make time for you. Make time for you. Quit focusing on trying to please everybody and ignoring yourself. Make time for you today. What are you doing for yourself today? What are you doing for yourself tomorrow? How are you loving up on yourself? How are you giving yourself radical self-love? How are you nourishing your body right now? How are you nourishing your mind? How are you nourishing your spirituality? How are you taking care of you while you're worried about people pleasing? How are you taking care of you? It's very difficult for you to take care of people when you are sick. It's very difficult for you to take care of other people when you don't even have energy. How are you taking care of you? I want to know if anybody has any questions on this when it comes to being a people pleaser. I hope this brought a little clarity to you, because when you listen to this message, you know that it either applies to you or it does not. And sometimes maybe it doesn't apply to you all the time. Every now and then you fall victim to it. And then there's some of you who you do this all day, every day. Constantly people pleasing. And I'm telling you, it's a full-time job. It's an overtime job without benefits, without pay. And you don't have to do that. You are doing it to yourself. It is not necessary. So that's really it. That's all I had one more thing to say, and I kind of lost it. So let me just take a second and see if it'll come back to me. Let me see if it'll come back to me. I'm hypnotizing myself right now in a trance to see if it'll come back to me. Hold on. I'm joking, but hold on. I'm serious, but I'm joking. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Thank you all for your patience for that. I appreciate that. I'm going to go over these last ones really quickly and see if it comes back to me. If not, I'm out of here, baby. Learn to say no in a way that feels good to you. Yes. Set boundaries. Let go of people who do it to you often. Stop saying sorry and apologizing. Stop wanting to be loved by everybody. Make time for you. Make time for you. Gosh, I'll put it in the comments if it comes back to me later. But I thought there was one last point I wanted to give on this. It came to me while I was talking. This is awkward silence, isn't it? Okay, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Thank you for joining me on this live stream. You can catch me here every day, Monday through Friday, sometime between 1 to 6 p.m. And the main reason is just help transform your bodies and minds, challenging you. So what I challenge you to do today is I challenge you to get rid of those people who are sucking the life out of you, who are taking up an arduous amount, a huge amount of your time, and really not giving you anything in return. Learn to say no. Learn to let them go. Move on. And you'll be thankful for it. You'll be glad that you did. You'll see a big difference in your life. You'll see a big difference when you start giving to yourself like you've been giving to other people. It's good to treat people nice. It's good to give. It's good to love. But being abused is completely different. So that's it for now, guys. Until next time, R3 for life, which stands for reverse, return, rebuild your body and mind. Bye.